Now, in the first few episodes of Season 1, his character was voiced by Jeff Goldblum, who's known for playing Brundlefly in 1986's The Fly, Calvin's slick Stanhope in Silverado, and appeared as Grandmaster in 2017's Thor Ragnarok. However, from the second season to the sixth season, Skumm was voiced by Maurice LaMarche, popular for portraying the Brain in the Animaniacs series from 1993 to 1998, Father in Codename Kids Next Door, and Mr. Big in the 2016 Zootopia movie. He's also known for his voice work in the Batman Arkham video game series as Mr. Freeze and Calendar Man, as well as many other roles, which will need another video of its own. But if this is the first time you've heard about this show, let me give you a brief background. The show follows Gaia, the spirit of the planet, as she gathers a diverse team of Planeteers. They work together to summon Captain Planet, an elemental warrior who looks like a superhero. Captain Planet and the Planeteers fight against pollution caused by criminals and villains. Some of these eco-villains are Hoggish Greedly, Dr. Blight, Loot and Plunder, and the one we're discussing today, Verminous Skumm. The show's theme song declares that Captain Planet is going to take pollution down to zero by defeating these villains. This animated series was co-created by Ted Turner, who's a media mogul and environmentalist. One can say it was made to spread awareness about our planet, but for kids in a fun cartoon superhero style, which was the vibe of the time. Role of Verminous Skumm featuring Captain Planet. Virtually, we know very little about Skumm's background or early life. The only thing we know about him is when Gaia mentioned that he was born and raised in toxic waste. One can assume that he was once a normal rat who changed into a sentient humanoid because of toxic materials. Skumm is the only eco-villain who made Captain Planet so upset that he lost his sense of humor and sought dramatic justice. This tall character, which some refer to as Verman, wants to shape the world to match his vision and is intent on taking control of the Earth. He's always trying to destroy the world, no matter how many times he gets defeated. Unlike many other villains, Verminous focuses on social harm and physical corruption, which is why he's considered one of the worst villains from Captain Planet. In fact, he even caused the death of Linka's cousin by selling him a dangerous designer drug that led to a fatal overdose. Don't worry, we'll discuss this later. Skumm sees himself as a chaotic force, trying to stir up trouble and deterioration in the natural order. He gets a kick out of every mistake humans make for the environment, and does his part to speed up the planet's decline. His strengths include a clever mind, the resourcefulness of a trapped rat, and strong skills in chemistry and pathology. His gang of rats hang out in the dirtiest, most disgusting places, like sewage and toxic dumps, using those spots to hatch his wicked schemes. Skumm, like all the villains in Captain Planet and the Planeteers, shows how much of a threat we face when it comes to the environment. But in his case, it's not just about one issue, he symbolizes two big problems: poor sanitation, and all the nasty stuff that comes with living in the city, like crime and prejudice. In the two-part Captain Planet episode titled Mission to Save Earth, Verminous Skumm, along with the 5 other eco-villains, create Captain Pollution. How did they do this? They made this using 5 anti-elemental rings such as deforestation, super radiation, toxins, smog, and hate. Skumm's element is toxins, which works against Gee's water ring. Unfortunately for the eco-villains, Captain Pollution is destroyed, along with the anti-elemental rings, causing Skumm and the other villains to escape. One episode revealed that Skumm might be from a different or earlier civilization, that he led to destruction due to overpopulation. Future versions of him are shown to be more mutated, with an extra smaller head on his shoulder. Bliss that is very addictive. One of the Planeteers, Linka, visits her cousin Boris and Uncle Dmitri, who works for the Russian embassy. Later, Linka and Boris become addicted to Bliss, and Boris eventually dies from an overdose. In the A Formula for Hate episode, Skumm spreads false rumors about Todd Andrews, a high school basketball player with HIV. All of this for the sake of his amusement. Because of this, the whole town turns against Todd, with the exception of his mother, his younger brother Chip, his head coach, and Lisa, his girlfriend. He felt hopeless, which is why Todd ran away and discovered a shack at a fishing camp. There, he hallucinates Skumm and sees a vision of his loved ones turning against him. Captain Planet later finds Todd and takes him back to the basketball championship game. Captain Planet explains the truth about HIV/AIDS to the crowd, and everyone forgives Todd. Other vicious things done by Verminous Skumm. In several important episodes, Skumm does many vicious things. For instance, in the Reign of Terror episode, he forms a cloud of acid rain in order to destroy a city. In the Don't Drink the Water episode, he, as well as other eco-villains, poisoned the city's water supply, just so they could sell clean water for crazy prices. Then, in the Big Clam Up, he heads to San Francisco City and ends up selling spoiled seafood, leading to a big food poisoning outbreak. In Trouble on the Half Shell, he and Hoggish Greedly find themselves stuck on the Galapagos Islands and bring luring in rats that start munching on tortoise eggs. Finally, in the Hate Canal episode, Skumm tries to overflow Venice with huge man-eating rats. In the Utopia episode, he teams up with Dr. Blight to take over the world. They kidnap 4 of the Planeteers and brainwash them into becoming troublemakers. It's up to Kwame, who is busy watching B-movies, to rescue his friends. In If It's Doomsday, This Must Be Belfast, he, along with Duke Nukem, plant nukes in war-torn places like Jerusalem, Northern Ireland, and apartheid-era South Africa. In the Talkin' Trash episode, Skumm heads to New York City and drags in Wheeler's old buddies to join his gang. In Bug Off, he causes trouble with mutated boll weevils that get supercharged by pesticides. In Nothing Sacred, he robs a South American artifact from a private collector. And in Who's Running the Show, he and the other eco-villains hijack a TV station to spread their pollution-loving propaganda. The appearance of Verminous Skumm. Verminous Skumm is a massive 7.5 foot tall and looks just like a filthy, disease-ridden rat in every way. One look at his long tail and sharp claws make you feel dirty. I can't imagine what the reaction of an OCD person would be, looking at the unclean rat. He's always seen wearing a worn-out blue jumpsuit and a red scarf wrapped around his head and face. His clothes are always messy, torn up, and dirty, because he hangs out underground a lot, usually in sewers and places like that. The powers of Verminous Skumm. Verminous Skumm may not be as powerful as Zarm, but he's still unique because he has his own resources. He can use his sharp teeth, prehensile tail, and hardened claws as weapons. He can also control rats, both normal and mutated, with his mind, which must be the reason why he's able to lead a group of rats called the Rat Pack. In addition, he has a lot of knowledge in biochemistry and is a skilled pilot. Some people even call him the disease spreader because his presence seems to cause sickness, addiction, and psychological decay. How does he do this? Sometimes he would intentionally serve bad seafood and make his customers sick. Like really sick. And sometimes he would turn regular folks into a bunch of half-rat slaves using his rat rot chemical. You know, all the bad stuff we just discussed. Just like Zarm, Skumm has also been stirring up trouble and trying to create tension and a hostile vibe between people. Like the time when he generated animosity toward HIV-positive teenager Todd Andrews. By looking at all of this, we can say that Skumm is basically a combination of cunning and malice who enjoys disorder. He's not just a villain who pollutes the environment, but he also corrupts minds. He's not satisfied with just harming the environment. He needs people to be divided, ill, and in despair, because vulnerable people are easier to control and rule. Marvelous verdict. And that's everything we could explore on Verminous Skumm. Not only is he creepy, but he's also kind of unforgettable and unstoppable. If you grew up with Captain Planet, chances are he made your skin crawl. What do you think? Was Skumm the most disturbing villain on the show, or do you think the other eco-villains take the crown? Let us know in the comments down below. That's a wrap on today's video. Until we meet again, just stay clear of the sewers, because you never know who's lurking around trying to turn you into a dirty rat. And if you liked our content, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to us if you haven't already. Have a good one and be safe. Thanks everyone!